When Claire brought Ethan home, I didn't expect to like him. She had dated a string of guys, most of them loud, cocky, or the kind who barely made it past one dinner with our parents. But Ethan, he was different. He showed up with a bottle of wine for Mom, asked Dad questions about his old record collection, and actually listened when people talked. I was supposed to stay out of their way, but Ethan made a point to include me. He laughed at my bad puns, taste-tested my failed cookie experiments, and sat through a full weekend of horror movie marathons, just because I loved them. For a while, it felt like we were all part of something good. A family. I saw the way my parents looked at him, like he was already one of us. And maybe, in some ways, he was. And then, Claire started lying. I knew before Ethan did. Sisters know things. The sudden nights out, the makeup she never used to wear, the way she'd get quiet when I asked where she'd been. She kept looking over her shoulder, like her guilt was catching up with her. I didn't know what to do. Ethan was kind to me. He deserved the truth. But Claire was my sister. Blood was thicker than water, wasn't it? Then one night, Mom came home from the grocery store and said she saw Claire, hand in hand with her ex, Jason. I'll never forget the look on her face. She's going to ruin everything, Mom whispered. He's such a good man. And just like that, the clock started ticking. When Ethan found out, I was in the kitchen. I heard the argument upstairs. I heard the door slam. I ran out, just in time to see him walking down the driveway with a duffel bag slung over his shoulder. Ethan, wait! I called. He turned, eyes red, jaw clenched. He looked at me like he wanted to say something, but couldn't. I'm sorry, I said, voice cracking. He gave a sad little nod. Me too. Then he was gone. And for months, the house felt like a graveyard. Life moved on as it always does. Claire stayed with Jason, for a while anyway, but it was never the same. Mom stopped talking about her as much. Dad kept the TV on louder than usual, like he was trying to drown out the silence. And me. I packed for college and tried not to think about the way our family had imploded. But I couldn't stop thinking about Ethan. Not just because of Claire, but because he had been one of the few people who saw me, not just as the younger sister, but as a whole person. Funny, capable, worth knowing. And I missed him. When I got accepted to a university in Portland, I remembered he had moved there. I hesitated for days before messaging him. I nearly deleted the draft half a dozen times. Hey Ethan, it's Megan, Claire's sister. I'm starting college in Portland this fall, and I was wondering if we could meet up sometime. I'd really like to catch up. I told myself I'd understand if he didn't reply. But he did. Sure. Let me know when. We met at a quiet little coffee shop not far from my dorm. I was nervous. I spent way too long choosing what to wear. I wasn't sure if this was a reunion or a goodbye. But the second I saw him, I knew it was something else entirely. He looked good. A little older. A little more guarded. But when he smiled, it was the same Ethan. Kind. Steady. You look good, I told him. He raised an eyebrow. You've got flour on your sleeve. I glanced down and laughed. Baking class. Some things don't change. We sat for hours, talking. About school, books, movies. Not once did he bring up Claire. Finally I did. I just want to say I'm sorry. I told him. What she did that wasn't okay. You didn't deserve that. He was quiet for a long moment. Then he nodded. Thanks. That means a lot. After that, we started meeting more often. Once a week, then twice. Dinner here, a walk there. Study nights turned into movie nights again. It felt so natural, like picking up a melody you hadn't realized you still knew by heart. But something had shifted. The way he looked at me. The way I felt when he laughed at my jokes, or brushed a leaf from my hair, or offered me the last bite of dessert. I wasn't the little sister anymore. And one night, walking home under string lights and falling leaves, I reached for his hand. He didn't let go. We didn't jump into anything. Ethan was careful. I could feel the weight of his past clinging to the edges of our moments. But he let me in, bit by bit. I learned about his long runs, the way he couldn't cook rice without burning it, his new favorite jazz playlist. He asked about my classes, my fears, my dreams. He listened, really listened. One night, I was sitting on the couch in his apartment, legs tucked under me, flipping through a book from my psychology class. He looked over at me, quiet for a long moment. I think I'm falling in love with you, he said. I looked up, heart hammering. Good. Because I already fell. I moved in that spring. Brought over my bookshelf, my plants, my mismatched mugs. I baked in his kitchen until it started to feel like ours. There were awkward moments. Claire texted me, once out of the blue, "Have you talked to Ethan lately?" I didn't reply. Mom called one afternoon and said, "I hope you're happy, sweetie. You always smiled more when he was around." And I was happier than I'd ever been. One afternoon in May, as we walked through the rose garden near campus, I looked at him and asked, "Do you ever think about her?" He paused. "Thought about it. Sometimes," he admitted, "but not like before. It's more like a storm that passed. And I found peace on the other side." I nodded. I used to compare myself to her. A lot. I thought she had everything. Ethan stopped walking and turned to me. "You are nothing like her," he said, brushing my hair behind my ear. "You're better, stronger, and honest. You didn't just show up when I needed someone, you stayed." I smiled, even as tears welled in my eyes. "So did you. People always say love is messy, that timing is cruel, that some things aren't meant to last. But sometimes, what breaks us also makes space for something better. Something unexpected. Something true. Ethan had been Claire's once. But now, he was mine. And this time I wasn't letting go.